today. So every day we start fresh because we can't affect the past, but we damn sure can make a difference today.
It's been a minute, but we're back with episode 70 of Shop Talk. It's Jennifer.
And Kari.
And we're back discussing just one episode of the Rookie Universe, 107 of the Rookie Feds, which aired last Tuesday, the 15th. So this is the first episode of Shop Talk where we're not like talking about the rookie, just Rookie Feds. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But we do have some news tonight. We got episode descriptions for episodes 8 and then episodes 9. So the Rookie 508 is titled The Collar, and it airs on 12/4. Officers John Nolan and Selena Juarez are in a race against time to stop the source of an explosive rampage, which kind of sounds like this last episode of the Rookie Feds, honestly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think I made that like connection on like Twitter when I was like live tweeting, I think maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I'm like so looking forward to like Lucy and Tim like in the shop together.
I know.
So I'm excited for that. I know everyone else is, but yeah, I'm just oh my gosh.
Today being Monday when we're recording this, 509 promo pics dropped, but not 508.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that they'll come, but then again, like we also never really got 506 ones. So
well, yeah, and it's been like what, like a month.
Yeah. So who knows?
6 weeks. I don't know. Yeah.
But people are like, well, maybe it's because something big happens with Chenford. I'm like, I don't know, but like honestly, I just want to see pictures of our favorite people.
Yeah, well, because like Nyla, Angela, and Tim are all missing from the 509 promo photo, so that's a little that's a little sus, as people say. I'm so bad at being like trendy with those things. But yeah, it's a little odd, and like because like Wesley's there. So like you would think where there's a Wesley, there's an Angela like nearby.
I know.
So but I don't know. No. But speaking of 509, we have that episode description as well. It's also airing on December 4th. So yeah, guys, we get 2 hours for they call it winter finale. I know some of our other shows call it like fall finale.
Yeah.
But they call it winter finale, so we're gonna get a 2-hour rookie winter finale.
Honestly, it'll hold us over until January, and they come back like the first Sunday of January, or no, not Sunday, first Tuesday of January.
Yeah, first Tuesday. Yeah,
I don't know. I am kind of surprised though that they're not just doing it like the 4th and then the 11th. Like, why?
I'm down for it.
Yeah, I mean, I am too. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know.
Well, I feel like I don't know. I feel like maybe not like that they'd be like interconnected, but just that it might kind of maybe it'll end on a cliffhanger, and then you'd want to know. Well, see, I'm like, I don't want to manifest that because what if it's a bad cliffhanger? But it's like, you get that like instant gratification of it, like the next episode coming like right after the one that you just saw. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's why they're doing. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I wonder if 508 and 509 are gonna be like part 1 and part 2. Like, are they gonna be connected? Or are we honestly just gonna like wrap up whatever storyline is in 508 and then just like go into 509 and it's like a brand new storyline?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it kind of seems like it, but
yeah. Well, because like for this episode description, it's called Take Back. It says Officer John Nolan and the team investigate the unexpected death of a suspect in police custody. Their search also uncovers a very delicate loose end that could jeopardize Officer Selena Juarez's career. Meanwhile, Sergeant Gray and his wife Luna go to New York to visit their daughter Dominique, only to realize she never made it home from the night before. So, looks like I'm just excited. I'm excited to see like Luna and more of Gray, and yeah, because we got Gray on Feds from last week. So
yeah, and he was sassy too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, Lisette is still filming, so I'm gonna just say that it's safe to assume that her career is fine. But the fact that she's talking to Chris and Wesley in those photos doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
So, oh no, protect Selena at all costs, please.
Yeah.
So episode description for 108 of Rookie Feds, which airs tonight, the day that you're listening to this, is titled Standoff. And it's basically a father and daughter are kidnapped on Thanksgiving. The team discovers a hostage situation involving police deputies. And when the gunman offers an exchange for the hostages, Simone is sent undercover by Garza and Lopez. And Lopez arrives to help rescue Wesley because he's also held hostage. And meanwhile, Laura and Brendon search for the nanny cam that could reveal the identity of the kidnapper. More Brendon. Wesley going, like, Wesley's held hostage.
Poor Wesley.
Angela's arriving. Like, I'm so excited. I'm not, but I'm excited. And our friend had pointed out today that every holiday episode like focuses around Lopez, and it's never good for them. Like, it turns out fine, but like it's not. Like Valentine's Day, they got together, but like they were kind of fighting.
They were fighting, yeah.
Like, even their wedding was not good. Mother's Day, yeah. So we'll see. Christmas, like around Christmas, I'm like, oh.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll see what the Rookie Feds has in store for them.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for the mini, like crossover of like Lopez going on to Feds, but yeah, it'd be nice if like Wesley was just there to help out with the case, not like be in peril.
Yeah. I'm like, why can't he just like go over to help with the case? He doesn't need to like be kidnapped or anything. Like, he can be a defense attorney or whatever for someone.
I'm sure it's just like one of those like wrong place, wrong time like scenarios with him. Like, oh, but that's just such bad luck. Like,
that's what it looked like in like the sneak peek or like the extended promo or something. But yeah, I don't know. Just protect him at all costs as well.
And last but not least, we have the episode description for 109 of the Rookie Feds. It'll air November 29th, so the week after. It's titled Flashback. When Garza's character comes into question, Simone and the team develop their own covert operation to support their boss. I just want to bet that it's that like crusade or whatever against Garza is like led by Tracy, because who else like gives him this much grief over like how he leads his team,
Yeah, and like we haven't seen Tracy since what, episode 1, maybe
like
3
since
or
the
4.
pilot.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I don't know.
like,
I mean, I'm
is
probably wrong, but it's like she has to be, at least she has to be like around. Like, if she doesn't come around like in that episode, I'll be like highly suspicious.
Yeah. I'm like, why is she back after all this time? Like, why? I was thinking, I wonder if this episode has to kind of do anything with that Senator Smith that they kept hinting at.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, this is like high priority. Like top secret,
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We've got a week from when you're listening to this air, like a week until it airs. So yeah, I don't know.
I'll be interested to see what the promo looks like for that one.
Yeah, for sure. Same with the promo pics, because I want to know who's in it. Like, is Elena back?
Yeah, I missed her in this episode. I mean, she was mentioned, but I missed her.
Yeah,
for sure.
Wait, did we ever get promo pics for 108 of Feds? I can't remember. They come out and I'm just like, oh my gosh, these are great. And then like we get another set and I forget. I just get all confused.
For 108 for Standoff, yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, that's about it though for the news. So I think we can just Eric and Roslyn were at the AMAs on Sunday night.
They killed
which
it.
looked
Oh my God.
amazing. Niecy Nash was there. We had
Yes.
Niecy and Rosalind both go up on stage, not together, but like they both went up on stage.
I wish.
I know. Niecy and Jessica were sitting like in the front row,
Mhm.
and
As they
Wayne
should
Brady
be.
talked to them or like wanted them to, oh, she was saying something like for a song that he was like improving or whatever. And I was like, okay, Eric and Rosalind have to be sitting right there too, right? Like it would just make sense.
Yeah.
But I did not see them. So
Yeah.
yeah. But
But we were blessed with so many photos. Rosalind's
yes.
probably going to keep sharing content, so make sure you're following her on
Yeah.
Instagram because she posts there like
Fierce
all
outfits.
the
I
time.
mean,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
And they were both, well, like those two couples were on People magazines, like best dressed couples for the show. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
I
'Cause,
was not expecting them to be there. I don't know why. I mean, that's their network, but
yeah, well, I mean, I knew Rosalind and Niecy were presenting, so I was like, well, they probably will bring their
oh
significant
yeah,
others
no,
as their plus one.
I just wasn't even expecting Niecy and like Eric to be there. Like, you know, the rookie to have like some representation there.
Hmm.
I wasn't expecting that. So it was fun to see.
Hmm.
But yeah, so we'll just get right into the episode. So again, we're covering 107 of the Rookie Feds titled Countdown. And we'll start off with the missing person case and Bigfoot search because this was intriguing to say the least.
Yeah,
It
like I kind
was
of wish we were kidding, but we're not. Like
yeah,
actually Bigfoot was like mentioned.
it was and it was funny at the end too. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it was just funny.
Okay.
So a man is walking through the forest at night, like he thinks that he's found indisputable proof, but then like he hears some growling and he ends up like running and he gets up and thinks that he's in the clear, but isn't. And we see is him being dragged off, and then it's the title card. So the team is starting their day at the Angeles National Forest with like 600,000 acres of wilderness. And they're working a missing persons case. And Brendon points out that it must be like someone important for them to be there. And Guards is just like, yeah, we're doing a favor for Senator Smith, who is neither a senator or a Smith, as Carter puts it. And Laura just wants to know who he is. And Guards is like, well, he's a high ranking guardian angel who wants us to investigate the disappearance of Wallace Yamashiro, an assistant director at DARPA. And that's like all that Guards is going to say about that. So Wallace has been vital in developing top secret technologies like used to advance national security. And Simone's like thinking he got snatched up because somebody wanted the secrets that he knew. So they're like at his campsite where he disappeared from. And Garza is like, well, in addition to him being a certified genius, like he also liked to spend time looking for Bigfoot. And so then the crime scene techs end up guiding them to an area of evidence where there's dried blood on a log. And so they're like, well, we have to test this because we need to see if it was Wallace's blood. And Simone questions Carter, like, if he's actually believing that Bigfoot is real. And Carter's like, well, we have to keep our options open. So then Laura finds something not far from the dried blood, and you know, it's a memory card like for a video camera, and it's cracked in half, but Laura's like, I'm gonna see what the tech lab can do. And so then Simone like goes over to a tree and she sees a patch of fur on a branch, and Carter's like, yeah, it's bear or coyote fur, but you can never be too sure, so have the lab run this as well. And so Garza tells Carter and Simone to stay with the search team, and like if they find any evidence, like he wants them on it first. So Carter and Simone are searching, and she's again just like asking him if he really believes in this Yeti business. And he is just like, well, Yetis are Himalayan, and on the West Coast they're called Sasquatch, Bigfoot, or Scootum. Yeah, Scootum. And so then Simone completely like believes that Bigfoot is made up, and she can't believe that Carter believes in, you know, the what we think is fictional character, but Carter's like, well, there's not proof. And Carter's just like, going on about it as they're searching until they like come across like a bush where they hear like some rustling around and like noise. And he walks towards it, and Simone's like, "What are you doing?" And a guy walks out of the bush with Wallace's backpack, and like he doesn't make it very far before he falls over and starts seizing. And so like we go to the hospital and we find out that he has acute radiation syndrome. And so the doctor is like, well, he has minor radiation injuries, basically burns on his skin. So she's like, the radiation was probably airborne. And Carter and Simone are all worried because they were exposed too, even though that they were only out there for a few hours. The doctor was like, you should be okay, but I'll get you some prescriptions just in case. So Carter calls Garza and is like, we have possible RMR, like we need to mobilize every resource to evacuate the Angeles forest. And so Carter and Simone are going back to like locate the source. And the next time that we see them, they're in hazmat suits with a Geiger counter, like, just kind of detecting where the bomb is, or where the radiation is. And so it like starts clicking rapidly and they uncover a cellar. So they like go down in it. Carter's like, we should only stay here for like a minute, no more than that. And so they look around and they find Wallace along with like other materials seized for the bomb. And so Wallace is gone. He obviously ran into his killer, like making the dirty bomb. So we kind of cut back over to the bureau, and Tracy's like, I want an explanation as to how, the team went from a missing persons case to a dirty bomb and why they were investigating it in the first place. But Gar's like, that's not important unless you already know the answer. So he just says that, they all take cases for favors from time to time. And he's like, I'm glad that I did. Like, we caught about, like, we saved the city, or we're trying to at least. And so she, like, her main thing is, though, she just wants to know who Smith is. And Guards is just like, Smith is someone with a whole lot of juice. And so then this led me to believe that, like, to wonder, is Smith the one that puts Guards as like job and character in jeopardy? Like, I don't know. I'm just wondering, theorizing here.
I still think Tracy's somewhere nearby.
Oh, she definitely has to be. Definitely has to be. So Garza and Tracy brief the team and Gray's there and, being all sassy to Tracy. And Carter and Simone are talking to Marlon, and, they say, like, he says that he found Wallace's backpack on the trail and picked it back up to give it to him. But he didn't know that Wallace was dead. So he claims that he didn't know anything about the bunker or the bomb. And, they're not buying it because he wouldn't be exposed to the radiation if he wasn't there for so long. But Marlon's like, I'm a boondocker. Like, I live there for 14 days at a time. I, travel around the forest. Like, I'm allowed to be there or whatever. So Marlon's like, I've seen Bigfoot. And Carter's just like, his ears perk up and he's like, really? Simone like reins him back in, and she's like, that's another conversation for another day. And Marlon's like, there is this one guy though, like, that I always see carrying stuff into the woods. And he just mentions that he has a fur collar. So that's where the fur comes back in. And so they end up having a hit on the guy. His name is Orson Metal. And he's a prolific eco-terrorist who is responsible for 3 prior bombings in the US, all across the US. Like, Colorado was one of the cities. They were just kind of spread out. And so they're going to talk to his son to possibly help find him. And the son Tad already knows that his dad did something just because the feds showed up. So he's like, yeah, I received something in the mailbox this morning. Like, this letter wasn't mailed. Carter reads it out loud, and it's basically Orson saying that he's going to target Hampton Park next. So the team's like on their way out there. Simone's driving. Carter's just like in the passenger seat playing with his son's derby car. And Simone's like, don't you want to like pack up your family and get out of town? And Carter's like, we can't tell anyone about what's going down or what, they do as a job. And so the team like gets to the park and starts evacuating people. And they see a guy like pushing the dumpster. And after telling him like at least 2 times that he needs to leave, he doesn't. And so then they realize that it's Orson. And we see the bomb in the dumpster, and he's like all intent on staying there.
Yep.
And so Simone like starts to try and de-escalate the situation while Brunson and Gray are like coming up behind him. And Gray ends up like tasing him while Brendon tackles him. Because he's like really close to hitting the remote or whatever. And so Carter tells Brendon to like back out of there because he's radioactive. And Brendon's like, hold on, I'm just gonna look at the bomb though, like down in the dumpster. And so he goes to like take a picture of it. And Laura just ends up like pulling him away. She's like, just let the bomb squad handle it. So the initial visual examination confirms that the bomb was an RDD, which is like iridium 192 interspersed with enough conventional explosives to create a hole in the development site, and eradicate whatever is left. So Simone's like, we saved the day, like, great. And Garza's like, we don't celebrate though until every loose thread is tied off. Like, we still have to find where the high grade radioactive material is coming from. And Laura's like, it came from Riverside. Like, the lab was able to trace the iridium container that was pulled from the bunker. So their next mission is to find out if Orson had an accomplice or not. So Carter and Simone meet with Eddie Mendoza from the lab, and he's relieved that they recovered the iridium. But Simone's like, why did you have it though in the first place? Like, why did you have so much of it? And he shares that it's part of the radiography equipment, and it's helping to detect cracks or defects in the metal pipes. And so Eddie shares what was stolen, and that, they realize that Orson built a second bomb. And Tracy and Garza are trying to get it out of Orson, like where the second bomb is, but he's not giving that up. So they get Tad to the hospital to see like if it'll get Orson to confess, but he just tells Tad that there's still time to run. So he does recite that the skies will burn and the sun will be darkened. And Laura thinks that may be a clue as to where the second bomb might be. So they deduce that like it means that he's going to set a huge fire and that no one can put it out, possibly at like an oil refinery or a forest fire or even an oil well. So Simone like pulls up a map of oil wells that are all over the city, setting off an RDD. And so she is like, it would set off a never-ending radioactive fire that would kill almost every firefighter. And Simone's like, we have to warn everyone, but they can't because it'll just make things worse. So like Simone and Carter are on the way to the possible spot for the bomb. And this is like after he hung up Simone's call with Kari. And so they're like pissed at each other. Like they're going at it. And they get to the oil well and like the team spreads out. Brunson is partnered using the Geiger counter. I mean, they all are, but Brunson's just kind of like in one spot, whereas Carter and Simone are in another. And Carter and Simone end up finding the bomb by the refinery tanks, and it has less than 2 minutes. And they have to defuse the bomb because bomb squad isn't going to get there in time. So Carter like goes to cut the wire, but his hands are too big. So Simone has to cut the wire with 10 seconds to go. And she hit it just as it hit 1 second. Like, talk about no pressure.
Well, and it was funny because they were like, these wires are, the wrong color. Like, because wasn't it Garza and Tracy? They like had a map out or whatever. And they were, or a, diagram of them. They're like, okay, cut this one. And they're like, which one? Like, they were having so much trouble. So I was like, oh gosh, they're not going to get it. I was like so worried for them.
Well, even Garza was kind of getting sassy. He was like, I know that, Simone. Like, I give me 1 second here. And she's like, we don't have that 1 second. Like, it was interesting to see everyone's like personalities, and how they do under pressure. But at the end of the episode, like Carter compliments Simone, but he's like, you still screwed up. And he's not going to fire her this time, but they do follow strict protocols for a reason. So we kind of ended there with Carter and Simone. And then Tracy walks into Garza's office and he's like, yeah, you were right about hanging back, supervising from afar. And she's like, it takes a while to get used to, but like, it'll be fine. And he's like, we worked well together today. And Tracy sits down at his desk. She's like, I know that I'm the bad guy here, but using your friendship with Senator Smith is dangerous and it's cutting corners. And Tracy's like, yeah, that's the problem. But Garza's, just like, well, can't we just enjoy that we saved Los Angeles today? Like, at least for right now. So he pulls out some whiskey, like from his desk drawer or whatever. And she's like, there's no alcohol allowed. But it's like, screw it. I'll take a double. Like, why not? So then at the very end of the episode, this is like the part that was just, I don't know. To me, it was like one of the best parts. Garza called in the team and shares, that the tech team like recovered Wallace's memory card from the camera. And it turns out that it's a video of him in the forest and he has this proof. He points the camera down and it's like a big footprint. So Carter, like, everyone's just kind of like shocked. And Carter like shoots up out of his seat and the music kind of like, I don't know, it was like from like a horror movie or something, like when something's uncovered. And Wallace never says when it was taken, and there's no GPS function on the camera. So it's possibly Bigfoot, but like, who knows? So yeah, that is about it though for the main case. I mean, just the way that Carter like shot up out of his seat and was just like so like enthralled into this case was hilarious.
Yeah, he was just like, he probably just felt like, yes, there's
Yeah.
proof. Like, he was probably like in everybody's faces, like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, it's just so funny though that it like, because he's usually, like the follow the rules by the book person.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but he believes in Bigfoot.
Uh-huh.
So like a walking contradiction.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But like also I love Carter. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's just
So
funny.
fun.
We
Yeah.
need like a partnership name for Carter and Simone.
Oh gosh. I don't know if their names like okay, well, wait, okay. Nope, that doesn't really work either. I was gonna say like do like their last names as opposed to like, but that doesn't really work either because
No.
it would be nope, can't do that.
I don't know, it's just easier to say. Like I'm just saying Brunson now.
Yeah.
It's just easier to say.
I don't know
I mean,
if
like
anyone else, if your guys are listening to this part right now, like if you have any ideas. Well, because like when I put their last names together, it's like
Cope
Cope, yeah, or
or
like
Clarp. I don't know. It's just weird.
yeah, or like Hark or like a
Yeah.
lark. I don't know. Like it doesn't really work. And then Carter, I can't even really.
Like I guess if you did Simone and Carter, it would be like Sarter, but even then, like
Yeah.
Smarter, I don't know. It's just yeah.
Yeah, it just I don't know. Yeah.
And we need it like solely for partnership reasons.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they'll I don't know if they'll have one. I don't know if they'll have one. But yeah, if anyone can think of something, like tweet us or I don't know, or message us or
Yeah.
tag us or whatever. Because as you can tell, we need ideas. We need some help coming up with that. So yeah, and so the next part of the episode we have Laura's birthday in this episode.
Which you loved this part. Like I
Literally,
know that you
I
did.
lost my mind. Oh my gosh. Lost my mind.
I mean, they were really cute in this. Like whether you ship them as just platonic friends, whether you ship them as like a couple, like whatever.
Oh yeah,
They were
totally.
oh my gosh, it was just so good. It was so good.
Yeah. And so well, it's kind of like in like the first half of the episode that like as they're coming back into the office, Brendon just like casually says like, by the way, happy birthday. And she's like, well, how did you know that? And he tried, like, I just thought it, classic Brendon, like he's trying to play it off like, I'm an agent, like I'm just that good. And it's like, no, like Elena told him that's how.
He was so cute about it too.
Yeah. Yeah. and he like had, see, this is what I don't understand. Maybe it's just because I don't wear like, I just don't understand this about like men's clothing. How does he keep a like box in his jacket and it's not like bulky or weird? Like
I
I don't
know.
understand where it came from, because he just like pulled it out of his jacket and then ta-da,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like a huge gift or anything. It was just a, rectangular box, but still I was just so fascinated by it. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like a magician like pulling something out of their hat. It's like, where did it come from?
I
Like
loved
I
it
just
though.
want to know.
I loved it
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, no, it was good. So Brendon hands Laura a the rectangular box and says it's her present. And she's like, well, you didn't have to get me anything. And he's like, oh, but I did. And he's like so confident that it's like the best birthday gift ever for her. And she's like all excited. She's like, can I guess what it is? And he's like, okay, sure. Like, he thinks, oh, well, there's no way she's gonna guess it. And she's like, a Mont Blanc pen. And he's like, what? I
His
loved Kevin's
entire,
delivery. Oh my God.
yeah, his entire like reaction and delivery of this entire scene was just too great. Too
Yeah.
great.
He's just like, what? How'd you guess that? Like, he was so surprised. And she's like, oh, I got it right. Wow. And she was like, I'm good. Like, she was so proud of herself for getting it right.
Yeah.
Um, and it was like the size of the, well, she uses her profiling skills, so it was like the size of the box, and then Brendon's not crazy, so he's not going to get her jewelry or something like that. And since he has money, going with the most expensive pen, which is the Mont Blanc. So that's how she like figured out what it was. um but still, that Brendon doesn't even really care about the explanation. He's still just kind of like pouty, and he just like takes it back, and she's like, "What? Like, why?" And he's like, "I'm a renowned gift giver. Like, people, like everyone loves, my gifts, and like since you guessed it correctly, like, he's gonna find something else, like
Mhm.
something even, like just something absolutely perfect that like she's not gonna be able to, like guess on the first try."
Yeah.
Um, and she's just like, can I just keep the pen? Like, she's just like, what about the pen? He's like, nope,
Yep.
I get to keep it. And they're just, oh my God, it's just funny.
When he was
Um,
like, you don't get to have it or whatever,
yeah,
I was like, oh my gosh, this is
yeah. She was like, I want the pen. He's like, you can't have it. I'm like,
yeah,
why are you guys bickering? Like,
like a
oh,
married couple,
yeah, it's just
literally.
so funny.
So good.
Yeah, it's great. Um, and so he devises this plan. I don't even know if it's like a, because his questions were so random,
Hmm.
like completely random. So I don't know if, I mean, I'm assuming he like thought it out, kind of, throughout the like time, because like the first question came like soon after that interaction though, like, and he was like, well, what's a place you've always wanted to go? And she's like, Peru.
Yeah.
um and he was like, oh, why haven't you, like gone? And she's like, I haven't had the time, like I've been so busy. um and so he like makes note of that. And she's kind of like skeptical. She's like, this is like how you're doing this, like how to figure out a gift. And he's like, mm-hmm. And the second question comes while they're sitting, well, I guess they're sitting at their respective desks. I just thought it was so funny. He waited till like the rest of the team was gone, like from their like short like briefing,
Hmm.
and then slides over to her desk and it's like, okay, next question. um And the second question was like, what's the weirdest dream she's ever had? And she's like, seriously? He's like, yeah. And so she tells him about how she's like driving really fast and she looks down and she's not wearing a seatbelt. But instead of that like freaking her out, she just like keeps driving like full speed ahead. Um, and she's like, this is really gonna help you. Like, have you figured it out? He's like, no, not yet, but it's, he's getting there. And I just, oh my God, this was probably my favorite part of the whole entire, well, okay, aside from like the very end, but like this was probably my favorite like Laura moment was just she was like, can't I just have the pen? And then like Brendon's like, no, he's like, and she's like, I like pens. And then she's like, well, I would write it down for you, like the dream, but I don't have a pen. So she's just like harping on it. And it was just, oh my God, it was just so funny because like I would do the same thing. I don't know. I just have that same sense of like humor, so I can appreciate it. And it's just, yeah, it was just funny.
I just love their dynamic. Like
Yeah.
they're just sassy with each other at all times.
She was just like so exasperated. She's like, I just want the pen now. Like, I don't even care. But then Brendon's like just as stubborn because he's like, no, no, no. Like, I have to, like still be the best gift giver. And so the last question he asks, and this is while they're out like searching for the bomb, mind you. And he's like, and she's just like, really now? And he's like, yeah. And it's what's the first, well, did he say poster or celebrity poster? I can't remember. But just like what's the first poster she had like on the wall in her room? And she's like, Jonas Salk. And he's like, the guy who invented the polio vaccination. She's like, yeah. like that was normal for her. And so based on those three questions, he was able to come up with the perfect gift, and so he like gives it to her at the end of the episode, and it's skydiving tickets. And I just thought it was also very funny that like Carter was just like there and like the camera panned over and he's kind of like leaning back in his chair a little bit, like kind of not eager to like watch this whole interaction, but just he was just there in that scene. I just thought it was funny.
I feel like we need to see Carter more like either on his own or in his personal life. I mean, we have a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like we get at least one good Brunson storyline, like an episode, and like Carter's in them with Simone, but
yeah,
they're
it's
mainly
like I want to
solving
like
the
meet
case.
his kids, or like like because we're gonna meet Simone's kids,
Yeah,
in the the episode airing tonight
tonight.
when you're
Yeah.
listening to this. Yeah. So yeah, definitely more of Carter's personal life would be good. I agree. So I thought it was like fun how like Brendon got to do like his sort of profiler thing. Like, because usually Laura's the one that's like telling him this is why I said what I said or why I think what I think. And so he had said, noted that like she's not afraid of adventure, but like she never makes time for it in her life. And so it's something that like is a sort of a terrifying thing, but like still something adventurous that she can enjoy. And she's like, well, what about the Jonas Salk poster? And he's like, that just means you're weird. And like I'm pretty sure people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure she called him weird, or like his like not non-aversion to his own blood like made him weird in her opinion.
She did. Yeah, she did.
So
I,
little parallel.
I also just love his delivery of that. He's just like, that just means you're weird. Like, I don't know. It's so good. Oh, give me more Brunson, please, and thank you.
Yeah. Well, because it was so good. She's like, this sounds terrifying. He's like, that's why I'm going with you. And I'm like, that's when I lost it. I was like, nope, 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 can't do it. Cute. It'd be
I watched that and I
though,
was
too.
like, Kari is literally dying. Like
Yeah.
she's
No,
gone.
I am.
Like
I
I
was
don't
like,
have a podcast partner anymore.
I can't. Like, oh my God. It was just so cute.
And
but
then I
even,
was like, are we getting the skydiving date? Like, is that coming up
like I want to
next?
know. And
Because we
like,
had the mention of the strip club tickets
oh
before.
yeah.
And then he never went. And like,
Mhm.
I need that skydiving.
Yeah.
Please. Even if they just go as friends, I don't even care.
Yeah. Yeah, like oh my God, it would just be so like oh my God, it's just be so funny and
Mhm.
just like yeah, I need to see it or at least have it mentioned like, how it went or whatever because
Yeah.
like you can't just go skydiving and then like never talk about it again.
Or like if she made fun of him or he made fun of her. Like I need it all right
Yep.
now. Please. Can that be like a Christmas miracle or something? Like,
Yep.
please. Yeah. So next up we have Cuddy, Simone, and Greg. Simone like comes into the kitchen and she just thinks that it's Cuddy there. And so like without looking, she's like, asking him if he slept well. And turns out that Greg is there. And he was her nemesis in high school. And so he's the guy who beat her out for valedictorian. So Cuddy comes in and Simone's like, why is he here? Like, what's going on? And we find out that Greg is Cuddy's CPA. He does all the books for his nonprofit. And so Greg's like, time has done you good, Simone. Like, you look happy. And he suggests a proper catch up for them, like maybe some lunch or coffee. And I don't know, they're kind of like flirty with each other.
Yeah.
And Cuddy's like, hey, cut this out right now. Like, focus on my books. So Greg calls Simone like later in the episode and he's like, I need your help. It's about Cuddy, like one of his businesses is in trouble. Brotherhood Bakery has been hemorrhaging money, and Greg's thinking that it's the manager who is an ex-con, but Simone's like, up, he's formally incarcerated. And Greg's like, well, he might be stealing from Cuddy. And so Greg did tell him about this, but like he shut him down hard about it. And so Greg's wondering if Simone can confront her dad about this. And so like she gets off the phone with Greg and like immediately calls Cuddy. She gets his voicemail and she's like, call me back. Like, don't ghost me. And so Cuddy calls Simone back and like she tells him about Darius and like he ended up knowing about it. And so he he is like, yeah, it's probably for a good reason, like I'm sure of it. And so she then like starts to tell him to like get out of town, and Carter just comes over and he's like, Mr. Clark, Simone has to go, and like just hangs up her phone. And I was like, another great Carter moment right there, like sass, blunt, right to the point.
Yep.
So Simone like gets home at the end of the episode and finds that Greg is leaving. And Greg's like, yeah, Cuddy and I are good. And so she thanks him for like watching out for Cuddy. And so Simone and Cuddy talk about how he tells her, like, talks about, Darius, and like he tells her what happened. And so we find out that Darius needed money for his aunt's insulin and worked out plan to pay back the money. So it's kind of the closure that we get for Simone, Cuddy, and Greg.
Yeah. I'm wondering if like Greg will come back
Okay. Yeah.
because like, because Simone, will date whoever she's interested in. I
Yeah.
was kind of bummed though that like Simone and Dina are like done.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm still kind of bumming about that because like they were good. And like I don't know. It was just nice to have that. But I mean, then again, Simone and Greg kind of have that like enemy like,
Frenemy.
yeah,
Yeah.
frenemy or like,
I thought when they introduced Greg, I was like, wait, so did we just end Simone's LGBT relationship for a hetero relationship? Like, what? And then I was like, no, no, not yet, not yet. Like, he's just helping out. But I'm gonna be really pissed though if they did that, just
yeah. I mean, I
because,
don't
like,
I mean, I think it's like canon that like she's bisexual. Like she
yeah,
doesn't man, woman,
yeah.
whomever, like she just,
But like, still, like, we need some representation, and it
but
would
yeah.
be really suck. Like, it would suck a lot if they just like ended that relationship, and then like the next time she does get into one, if it's like right away or whatever, like it's a straight relationship. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but like we don't have an LGBT character on the show, like on any
Yeah, and
either
we
of
don't.
the rookie
Yeah.
shows, and so it would just be nice to have at least one. So
Mhm.
I mean, I guess we very well could have like Aaron or Selena on the rookie, but we don't fully know that yet. So
Yeah, we don't really know a lot about their
yeah.
like dating lives.
Mm-hmm.
So we also had a little bit about Brendon and Antoinette, who are I feel like it was Laura or something that like called them BFFs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think she was just kidding about that though. Like she was just
yeah,
giving him shit.
yeah. Um and so Brendon was like coming into the lab because they found some quote unquote fur. And since, Carter's all convinced about Bigfoot, like they need Antoinette to run the tests on it. And like, so while she's kind of, moving about in the lab, she asks him if he'd opened that bottle of wine that she gave him like a few episodes back. And he said that he hadn't because he's not really a wine kind of guy. And then Brendon like digs a deeper hole for himself and is like, well, I regifted it to a buddy of mine that, that is, a wine connoisseur. And this obviously bothered Antoinette, and she's like, so I would like you to leave. And like things were a little awkward between them. And so when he comes back again for another lab, um, he like tries to explain himself, but they're interrupted by another like break in the case, so like he doesn't get a chance to finish what he was originally going to say. um and like I said, like Antoinette's already thinking like, oh, this was like rude, and like that he regifted the wine, like that was a really nice bottle. But towards the end of the episode, Brendon finally gets a chance to like tell her the real reason he hasn't opened the wine bottle, and it's because he's 247 days sober. Um, and Antoinette like thanked him for sharing that with her, and asked if he would want to grab like coffee. I just thought it was funny because she was like, "Do you drink coffee?" And he's like, "That's like, what did he say? Like that's like asking a person if they breathe air or
Yeah.
something."
Yeah.
Like he, definite coffee fiend he is. And he was like, "It's a date." And she's like, "No, it's coffee. Like you'll know when it's a date." And then, cue their French speaking and they're being all cute walking out. And I'm like, I'm liking them together too. So like whatever. It's fine. Like Brendon's just, the favorite of everybody, as he should be. So
Yes. I mean, I'm completely trash over Brendan Akers. I
yeah.
am. And I'm not even sorry about it at this point. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So the last little bit that we have is just Carter and his son. It's not much. Like I said, I feel like Carter doesn't get a whole lot of like personal stuff. I mean, all of the outlines that we've done for Fed so far has been like a little section of Carter, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
give him more, please. Like the man slays it. So, um, but he's helping Isaiah with a Boy Scouts derby car, or more so is doing it for him because he's like, with the divorce and everything, like I just want to show my son that I'm there for him. And, he's like, really, I'm competing against other dads, like literal rocket scientists.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the episode, like we see him finishing the car with paint. And he's like, what do you think? It's called the Hope Mobile. And I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was
I don't
just
know.
so determined to finish that thing too, because like even in the
Yeah.
midst of their like arguing, he's still like trying to,
Yeah.
chip away at that car and finish
Yeah.
it. But can I be completely honest though? I literally thought when they said Derby and like I didn't like this is what I get for like tweeting and not looking. I literally thought they meant like one of those like race car, like box car, like that you sit
Oh
in
yeah.
and go.
Yeah.
I didn't
Like
know it was like little tiny, like little.
the
Uh,
soapbox derbies? Isn't that what
yeah,
they're called? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like like, and I'm like, how is he like talking about this thing that's not even there? And I was like, oh no, it's there. I see it now.
Yeah.
So I felt kind of dumb, but it was still pretty cool. And like, I just want to know, like, I mean, obviously, I'm sure they already had like the, certain like designs like drawn on it or like,
Right.
have the colors picked out. I just always like want to know how like actors like, like make it seem like they're like building something or like drawing something or,
Yeah.
things like that. Like when Nolan like drew his sketch of himself.
Yeah.
Um, or when when the sketch artist drew Nolan and then he was like, no, 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 it's this suspect. And then he just
Yeah.
scribble, 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 and then ta-da, it's a sketch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm always curious about those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, even like writing on like the boards and stuff. Like I
Yeah,
know for Chicago PD they do that, but even like for the rookie, I feel like they probably do. And it's like, okay, I'm sure that it could be the actors that are doing that, but I highly doubt it. Like it's probably someone
yeah,
from the set deck team.
yeah. I'm sure it's like a
Mhm.
production person or
I'm
yeah,
just
set
like I'm
decorator.
so curious about all of the like TV magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
So
this is why we need to like have well see well not everyone I guess but like lots of people are always like the show should have like a convention and I'm like honestly they should
they should, yeah.
because then we can like ask them these questions like have like the creators and like some of the crew like come
Yes.
too so like you could just ask all these questions and like it would just be
Yeah. Well, even
it would
just
be
like
pretty cool.
being around them would be cool. I don't know.
Oh
Like,
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, we
But I
can.
mean, that's just us, like
Yeah, that's
in our fangirl mode.
yeah, totally a dream. Um, yeah. So that kind of wraps it up for this episode. It was definitely action packed.
Yeah.
We have anything else we wanted to add?
I don't think so. It was just a short episode of Shop Talk tonight, a shorter episode. But it was
Yeah.
nice after having like a week off. It was good to like get back into it. So
Yeah.
a
Hmm.
week off from recording, not from watching the show.
Yes.
So
Yes, we were still live tweeting,
it's
as you
so
guys
like
hopefully guessed.
confusing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see Wesley in Feds tonight. Like tonight being again when you're listening to this. But
Yeah.
I mean, for everyone who knows me, like I love Wesley Evers, and I'm not ashamed about that either. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just realized like Sean and Kevin are gonna be in the same episodes. You get
They are.
both your favorite.
I wonder if they're gonna
Um,
share a scene.
oh, that'd be fun.
Like
My
Simone goes
Canadian
in
heart would love that.
to like rescue him. But
Yeah.
like, please, I need a Brendon and Wesley moment.
That's true though, yeah, because if Simone goes well, no, I was gonna say like Brendon would, but I'm like, no, it'd be like Carter. See, I need more Simone and Brendon, like
Yeah, but
team
like
up or like pairing.
but maybe like when they breach the scene or something, like I don't
That's
know.
true.
I just need some kind of listen, we got a Brendon and Lucy moment. We got a couple
So true.
already. I need a Brendon and Wesley moment. I don't know why. I don't know what I would expect from it or what I would want, but like literally just give it to me, please.
Yes. So true. Yeah.
But
So we'll manifest that. That's a little more maybe in the realm of possibility.
yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
hopefully. I don't know. So you guys can find us on Twitter at the Shop Talk Pod _ or email us at shoptalktherookiepodcast@gmail.com with all of your thoughts. And we're always on Twitter as well. I'm at Kari Hyman and Jennifer.
I'm at JStark804.
And you can now find us. And when I say us, I mean Jennifer, because she does all the TikTok
Not recently. I
magic.
swear I need to get back into it.
So
I keep saying that.
you
but-
can find you can find Shop Talk on TikTok at the Shop Talk Podcast _
Shop talk on TikTok. I like it.
Yeah, that was, I don't know how I said that and didn't like trip up, to be honest.
I didn't even think about it until you said that.
And so if you like this episode, we would really appreciate it if you left us a rating and review. It just really helps out the podcast. And, we know you guys love our chaos.
It helps other people find us too.
But yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes. And TeePublic is having like their biggest sale of the year. With
Literally starts today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's right up there with all the rest of the, like Black Friday deals and whatnot. Yeah, for Thanksgiving week, for those who celebrate it. So regardless, if you're looking for, some rookie merch, or rookie feds merch as well, because we posted about that. We have the like what is it?
The squad goals.
Yeah. Shirt. Mm-hmm.
Which I mean are always a favorite. Like I don't know. I like a good design on the shirt, like the illustrated design, but love a good squad goals shirt too. So
yeah, so good. And then next week we will be back again, covering 108 of the Rookie Feds. So our next couple of episodes will just be recapping the Rookie Feds. So it'll be interesting. We'll get, a couple shorter episodes in there, but
yeah,
I mean, we'll get to talk about Lopez next week too.
Yeah.
So,
but then after the 12-4 episodes of the Rookie, we're gonna have like a 3-hour episode coming for you guys. So
true.
Get ready.
So true.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting for sure. And last but not least, if you do celebrate Thanksgiving, we hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. And we're thankful for all of you guys.
Yes.
Not to be corny, but it's true. Because like I said, I still don't understand how people like listen to us. But thank you for doing so.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that we're like a year and a half into this and we're on episode 70. Like it's literally so insane.
Yeah.
I never thought this would happen.
Yeah.
I thought it would be like one episode and like no one would like it and we would just be like, okay, well that never happened, But yeah.
So it's been good. And well, like we said, we got, the 3-hour episode will be coming.
Yeah.
not it's not too far away. But yeah, next week we'll be back with another episode and gonna talk more about feds. So we will talk to you guys then.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Go get him, boo.